I'm Anna Garcia, right now on True Crime News. The search continues for a missing Florida woman. She moved to Spain, then vanished, leaving behind a mysterious trail of texts. Who is the someone wonderful that she says she met?
I didn't recognize the writing, the behavior, as in something is wrong.
Suspicious WhatsApp messages, surveillance footage of a man in a helmet, and a shocking arrest. But where is Anna Maria? Plus, a Michigan soccer mom heads out for her daily jog, and she runs right into a murderer.
She wasn't going to go willingly.
The identity of her killer, a true mystery, until another young woman makes a daring escape.
She jumped out of the moving vehicle.
And I just yelled at him to please not kill me.
Your daily source for true crime starts right now. Welcome, everyone. We begin today with an international search for a missing woman that starts in Florida and stretches through Turkey, Serbia, and Spain. Anna Maria Knezevich has not been heard from since February, when Anna texted a friend to say that she had met someone in Madrid and was going away with him. But now authorities are questioning who really sent that text. This is how Sana Ramo remembers her close friend, Anna Maria Knezevich. A bright smile, ready for adventure, always willing to head to all corners of the world.
A down-to-earth person, very sweet, a perfect travel buddy, exploring new places, trying new food, meeting new people.
A proud Colombian American, Anna lived in Fort Lauderdale with her husband David, a naturalized citizen from Serbia. The couple owned a successful tech support company and real estate in South Florida.
She came to America and she built her own success here, along with David, the two companies that they built together.
While the company they built together was successful, Sana says that David and Anna's 13-year marriage was falling apart, and Anna was looking to start over by moving to Spain.
She loved the culture in Europe, and especially in Spain.
Anna moved into this apartment building in Madrid and invited Sana to join her for a visit.
We were talking about my visit. She was going to get lunch, and she said she was feeling great and looking forward to my visit on the week after that.
That would be the last time, Sana says, she would hear Anna's voice. The next morning, Sana says she got a text that was completely out of character.
The messages that came from her phone, it was something that was very strange, and I didn't recognize the writing, the behavior. I said, this is something is wrong.
This is a screenshot of the text. Anna saying that she met someone on the street and had an amazing connection, saying, he has a summer house about 2 hours from Madrid. We're going there now and we'll spend a few days there. Signal is spotty. I'll call you when I get back.
Nothing made sense of it, because she wouldn't leave. She wouldn't meet a stranger on the street and go to some other place with this person.
Sana says she grew more concerned after not hearing from Anna for days.
I couldn't make sense of anything, worried out of my mind, absolutely distraught, trying to understand what has happened, trying to contact people.
She reached out to police in Madrid and got in touch with Anna's husband, pleading that he go with her to Madrid to find Anna.
Why don't you please join me? Like, come to Madrid, let's see what we can do. We have to, go to the police. We have to try to help the police. Whatever we can do to find out or help in any way. He agreed to come to Madrid. As I arrived in Madrid, he then later told me that he had flown to Serbia instead.
For many weeks, there would be no sign of Anna, no communication, nothing. Missing persons posters were placed around Spain, but family and friends were losing hope that Anna would be found. Then, 4 months after she went missing, David Knezevich was arrested by the FBI when he landed in Miami after coming back to the U.S. from Serbia. Even though Anna was still missing, David was charged with kidnapping her. Family says the couple had been arguing over money when they split up.
I was in shock.
Shocked, Sana says, because despite going through a divorce, she was sure David would be concerned that Anna was missing. But in these charging documents, prosecutors lay out why they believe David is responsible. These images of a man in a motorcycle helmet were taken from security cameras inside Anna's apartment building in Madrid on the day she went missing. The man is seen using black spray paint on the security cameras. Investigators traced that spray can to this local store, where they said David is seen inside the store buying the can of spray paint.
I, of course, cannot understand that someone can do this to a person that they have been together with for 13 years. They've shared everything together. They built these companies together.
After David left Florida, he traveled to his native Belgrade, Serbia. From there, records show he rented a car and drove from Belgrade to Madrid, about 2,500 kilometers, which is 1,600 miles. They say David is seen leaving Anna's apartment with what appears to be a suitcase. In this image of the vehicle investigators say he rented, he returned it after driving it 7,600 kilometers. License plates were changed and the windows were newly tinted. The new license plates were reported stolen off a vehicle in Spain. Those stolen plates were spotted by traffic cameras on the street where the victim's apartment was located.
That's one scenario which was extremely difficult for weeks for me to even just handle. Excuse me.
What's even harder for Sana to handle is that investigators allege that David was behind the text that said Anna met someone. A woman told the FBI that she met David on a dating app, and she says that he asked her to translate that exact text message into Spanish. The unidentified woman provided her text conversation with David to the FBI. David saying, "Hey babe, I need your help." The unnamed woman responding, "Of course, tell me." And David asking, "Are you able to translate what I give you in English into perfect Colombian?" Prosecutors allege it was so the messages could be sent to Anna's loved ones. David now sits in a Florida jail after a judge called him a flight risk. He's awaiting trial, his lawyer telling us, quote, "David denies any involvement in Anna's disappearance and looks forward to being exonerated in court." Investigators across Europe continue to search for Anna, including here in northern Italy, where a GPS signal generated by David's rental car led them to a wooded area. They believe David may have taken a detour off the main highway on his way back to Serbia to dump Anna's body. But those searches haven't turned up anything. Meantime, Sana says she's lost hope that her friend will ever be found alive.
I want Anna to be laid to rest so she can rest in peace and that we can get closure. I have no idea what has happened to Anna. I just know that Anna didn't leave on her own. She has been taken and she's not coming back.
If you have any information on this case, please call the FBI in Miami at 754-703-2000, or you can call the True Crime News tip line at 888-845-7555. Up next, a suburban soccer mom is gunned down, then a young girl is nearly abducted, and cops discover they could have a serial killer in their community.
It's clear that we have something more than just an abduction case.
That's next. When cops began investigating the killing of Michigan mom Rebecca Blech, they had no idea her death was connected to another cold case murder. So how did authorities capture a torturous monster in their midst? It was all thanks to great police work and the lucky escape of one brave teenage girl. Rebecca Sue Blech, beloved wife, devoted soccer mom, worked at a nursing facility in the lush farmlands of Dalton, Michigan, where she loved to run.
She was a jogger, and she would use the roadway around her house as kind of her routine.
But one warm summer night, about a quarter mile from her home, a young couple finds Rebecca by the road and barely alive.
By the time they were getting on the scene, which again is just minutes after she's been shot, there are no vehicles in the area.
When an ambulance arrives, it's too late.
It's clear from the scene that Rebecca wasn't going to go willingly. that either there was a struggle or she decided to run for her life.
But Rebecca didn't get far. Her assailant aimed a .22 caliber pistol and fired.
The first shot was shot across her head, incapacitating her,
Then the gunman gets point blank.
and essentially puts 2 more bullets in her head, execution style. We had shell casings and we had bullet fragments, so we knew at least the caliber of gun that we were looking for.
Police canvass every road, every field.
Didn't leave any stone unturned.
A baffling mystery that lingers for almost 2 years, until another eerie similar encounter on another dark, dusty road nearby, this time in the dead of night.
It's somewhat wooded, the road is obscured.
On that road is a 16-year-old girl. After a night of partying, she's without a ride home.
Really kind of lost. She was kind of at her wit's end, upset, and just really wanting to get home.
But then, headlights, a miracle, or so it seemed.
It was a minivan, silver in color.
The teen gets in, but her relief is gone in seconds. The driver pulls out a gun, and in a heart-stopping instant,
She jumped out of the moving vehicle and just started running to the closest house she could find. She was screaming, he's got a gun, he's trying to kill me.
her spooked abductor takes off, but the terrified teen is able to give a good description to cops. Police hunt down any possible surveillance video.
Detectives were able to go through the area and discover some surveillance video on, of all places, a blueberry farm.
Cops narrow down any minivan owners in the area, and when they put a photo lineup in front of the teen,
She came to Mr. Willis's photograph and said, "That's the guy."
the guy is 46-year-old factory worker Jeffrey Willis.
For all intents and purposes, he was, quote unquote, a normal guy. There was nothing in his background that would have alerted law enforcement to the fact that we have somebody that we need to keep an eye on.
But it turns out their new suspect does have a van, and cops soon discovered it was a vehicle tricked out for torture.
Hidden in a stowaway compartment, they find a locked toolbox. Inside this toolbox, we find various sex toys, ball gag, ropes, chains, handcuffs, sexual aids.
Hidden in another lockbox, a .22 caliber pistol.
It's clear that we have something more than just an abduction case.
When we come back, cops discover some sickening evidence and the smoking gun that connects the minivan driving monster to another unsolved case. We're back with the murder of Michigan soccer mom Rebecca Blech, and cops are about to get a big break thanks to one quick-thinking young woman. Has a teenager who luckily escaped a kidnapper unmasked a madman.
At that point in time, we are solely working on a kidnapping case, and that's it.
The shaken teen is shown a photo lineup and points the finger at the guy who tried to abduct her.
She looked through the pictures. She said, "That's the guy that not only picked me up, but also pointed a gun at me."
Police now have 46-year-old factory worker Jeffrey Willis on their radar with many unanswered questions.
He was a lifelong resident here in Muskegon. There wasn't anything that threw up any red flags.
Inside Willis's minivan, investigators found stockpiled instruments of torture and a hidden .22 pistol, the same caliber used to callously murder 36-year-old Rebecca Blech, a wife and loving mother.
People started asking the question, is it possible that Mr. Willis is the person that killed Rebecca Blech?
Cops put 2 and 2 together and then do a ballistics test on the pistol. It's an exact match to the slugs from Rebecca's head. Then, in a shed behind his house, police find an old computer with a hidden external hard drive. On it, pure terror. Pictures and videos that are graphic and chilling.
What did you find on the computers?
Well, we were able to find the other life that Jeffrey Willis lived, and part of that was his obsession and desire for really deep, dark porn. This is stuff that you have to go into the dark web to find.
Thousands of despicable images of child pornography and stomach-turning videos showing the rape, torture, and murder of unknown women. What sometimes people call like snuff films. I mean, are women actually being killed in these videos?
It appeared that a lot of them were staged, but there also appeared to be some that were real.
Then there are the videos Willis made himself, training a secret lens on innocent children, videos of his 13-year-old niece using the bathroom, and 15,000 videos of local girls at swim meets, focusing the camera not on the event, but on their body parts.
He is the quintessential creepy guy in the neighborhood.
He is absolutely the creepy guy. He's a very scary individual. He's a very dangerous individual.
And a closer look at that hard drive reveals something else.
He had created a VIX file.
VIX, police say, short for victims. Police are shocked. One, labeled JLH, is filed with downloaded pictures of Jessica Lynn Haringa. Jessica was a pretty young single mom who vanished from a gas station where she worked as a cashier just 1 year before the Blech attack.
He was very familiar with that particular gas station that Jessica worked with and frequented it when she was working.
Our detectives staring at the files of a serial killer. As they scan another Vic folder on Willis's computer, this one contains internet photos of another woman he stalked, labeled RSB. That's right, Rebecca Sue Blech.
Basically creating his own little private trophy case, if you will. We were in the midst of our own serial killer here in Muskegon County.
While detectives try to piece together evidence to charge Willis with Jessica's disappearance, he's charged with murder in the case of Rebecca Blech. At trial, prosecutors detail the mountain of evidence. Rebecca's DNA was in his van. The pistol found in the toolbox matched her murder weapon. And a computer forensic expert testifies in gruesome detail about the snuff films on Willis's hard drive.
They were burned, they were hung, they were strangled, they were beaten, and they were choked to death.
If that wasn't explosive enough, the prosecution brought in another star witness, the teen, whose daring escape led police to Willis to begin with.
He got out and he went behind his van and aimed the gun at me. And I just yelled at him to please not kill me. And then I have a mom.
Sir, did you kill Miss Blech?
I did not.
Jeffrey Willis pleads not guilty, claiming his private video stash was just a hobby, claiming the files he created for Rebecca Blech and Jessica Haringa were to assist police in finding their killers.
I thought to myself, if they come, because it's a silver van, they came to me before, I'm gonna have this stuff ready for them. That's where the VIX folder came from.
But the jury doesn't buy any of it.
There were jurors that wouldn't even look at him.
They find Willis guilty of first-degree murder for savagely killing Rebecca Blech. His sentence, life without parole.
This man is going to be behind bars for the rest of his life. I don't want another Jeffrey Willis in this county ever again.
Jeffrey Willis was eventually also convicted of the murder of Jessica Haringa. He has tried twice to get his convictions overturned for Jessica and Rebecca's murders, but in both cases, the judgment against him was upheld. He remains behind bars. We'll be right back. On the next True Crime News, the husband mysteriously disappears.
She says, I don't know, he left in a black SUV, but his car keys, his cell phone were all sitting right on the coffee table.
Only communicating on social media. And after years of searching for him,
just a shoddy concrete job poured around this fire pit. So we began focusing our efforts there.
They find he is closer than they think.
This case was bizarre, to say the least, from the get-go.
On the next True Crime News. For the latest breaking crime news, go to truecrimenews.com. Watch more exclusive content on our YouTube channel, listen to our podcast, and follow us at My True Crime News. That's it for today's True Crime News. I'm Anna Garcia. See you next time, everyone. Crime doesn't stop, neither do we.